Hello, hello, hello everyone. My name is Clay. I live here in the Birmingham, Alabama area. Welcome to my first sort of backpacking outdoor gear vlog thing, whatever this is. I'm just sort of giving this a shot. I watch a lot of backpacking content. Thought I'd give it a shot myself. So I am on my way currently to the Randolph Trail to Thompson Creek loop. I'll have a link in the bottom to the actual name of the trail that I'm on. It's about a 12-mile loop. I'm just going to do a little one-night overnighter. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, so getting a later start than I prefer, but more on that later. So just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, nice to meet you, and headed out to the trail now, so I'll see you when we get there. Okay, finally on the trail. It's about 4:15. My backpack is making this awful squeaking noise. I'm not really sure what the issue with that is, but I don't think it's a strap issue or anything like that. I think it's just something in my pack. This is not an exceptionally pretty area of the Sipsey Wilderness right here, but when we get down into the canyon, that's where it gets pretty. This is not going to be a difficult section of the trail at all. And I got on the trail earlier than originally anticipated when I was planning this trip, so I will have a bit more time to actually, get where I need to go. Yeah, we're gonna start hiking and, continue hiking. I've already started, and find a good spot to make camp. I'm gonna be coming up on the river crossing here pretty shortly, so I'm gonna try to see if there's any good spots either around it or on the other side of it. We are losing daylight, got probably another 45 minutes, maybe an hour left of sunlight. Well, until the sun goes down over the horizon. We'll have a little bit longer past that. So I'd like to try to get camp set up before it gets totally pitch black. But, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm here at the Sipsey Fork where I'm supposed to cross. And we have a problem. Water's a good bit higher than I was anticipating. It's not crazy, it's not super fast moving, it's just probably at least waist deep. As you can see here, it's pretty deep. I did go down the river that way to see if there's a better crossing. I have not gone up the river, but as far as the ease of getting across, I think it's probably my best bet. I was hoping to not get super soaked. I knew I was probably gonna get a little bit wet and have to take my shoes off. But I think I'm gonna have to take everything off, strip down to my undies, and put all my clothes in my backpack, put my boots around my neck, and just go for it. So wish me luck. Let's get it. Okay, as expected, about waist deep. I'm currently in my underwear, so I'm not gonna pan down. But I found a nice little campsite. Already pre-existing fire pit. It's kind of close to the trail right there, but I don't really mind, and this looks like a nice flat spot for my tent. So I'm gonna put my pants back on and then start setting up camp. I think we're gonna set up here. Looks like a pretty decent spot. So let's get to it. Oh crap. You know what I just realized? Forgot my trekking poles over there. Well, now I gotta go get my trekking poles. Okay, well, gives you guys a chance to actually see me crossing the river, so let's go. Now, I would normally say that forgetting trekking poles on the other side of a river you just crossed is a minor inconvenience at best. Problem is, I have a trekking pole tent, so I can't really do anything else until I retrieve my trekking poles. So lucky for you guys, you get to see me in my underwear. Let me make sure I did actually leave them over here. Yep, I see them right now. God, I'm an idiot. That really sucks. I mean, worse things have happened, but you see right there, that's my trekking poles. So that's fun. Let's go get it. Okay, here we go. I got him. All right, well, back to what I was saying. I'm gonna set up my tent. I'm not too worried about it being dark because there is a good bit of firewood around, so not that big of a deal. I just can't believe that I did that. I guess I can't believe because I did it, but let's get this tent set up. We're done. Fire is very slowly getting here. This wood is kind of wet. We've had quite a lot of rain over the past couple of days, so getting a big raging roaring fire is going to be a little difficult. And this campsite is semi well established, so a lot of the close firewood may be kind of hard to well, all the close firewood may be gone, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's slowly getting there. Slowly. All right. It's about time to get me some dinner going. Finally getting a little hungry. I got tonight a new food brand for me. Peak Refuel. I know a lot of people seem to like that one. I have the cheesy chicken and broccoli, white chicken, rice, and broccoli with a creamy cheese sauce. 1 1/3 cup, so 10.5 ounces. I always undershoot the water on these because they always just seem to get so soupy. Let's get this dinner going. Alrighty, it is bedtime for me. It is currently 9:40. I took a sleep aid. Walmart has those Equate brand sleep aids. It's 50 milligrams of diphenhydramine, which if you don't know what that is, it is the active ingredient in Benadryl that makes you sleepy. And I think a Benadryl has 25 milligrams and this has 50, so imagine taking 2 Benadryl. It knocks you out good. And I usually am out for a very long time, which is why I'm getting in bed right now. So hopefully we'll sleep great so far, just kind of chilling in the tent. The sleeping pad doesn't seem to have any holes. I have the NEMO Tensor Insulated, the long wide version. Wide because I like the wider version, and long because I'm 6'3". And the first one that I bought apparently had a hole in it. And so the first time I used it on a trip a couple of weeks ago, it kept, just deflating, and I wound up sleeping on the ground, which was not fun. So hopefully this will be a better night's sleep so far. It seems to be holding up just fine. I'm about to crawl in my sleeping bag and call it a night. So see you in the morning bright and early for some coffee and for some breakfast. So good night, everybody. Well, good morning. Oh, that's gross. I'm a side sleeper, so I drool when I sleep. It's 8:15. Slept fine. Woke up a couple of times, tossing and turning. Most of the time I woke up because I felt like I was wet because I had drool on me, which is pretty gross, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna wake up, get some breakfast going, hit the trail. So let's go. Cheers. Ooh, still pretty hot. Let's see how this is looking. This is a cold breakfast. It's the mountain berry granola, wholesome granola, and rice milk with strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. You know what? It looks pretty good. Not bad. Mmm. That's surprisingly good. I've had better breakfast for sure. Even on the trail. They're very fresh and wholesome tasting. Would recommend. All right, well, here we are at the big tree. It's pretty dang big. Kind of hard to get scale of it on video, but I mean, it's pretty big. And it's funny that this part of the trail is so pretty, but it's so secluded. It is a real big pain in the butt getting back here because there's a bunch of downed trees. The trail kind of goes up and down. But when you finally get back here, it's gorgeous. Once you finally cross over everything, oh gosh. There's a lot of big waterfalls and everything down here. It's just, it's really nice. It's a great spot to stop and get lunch or rest, maybe filter some water, especially right now because there's so much water. But this is the big waterfall down here. Pretty big. Pretty big. It's cool back here. It's like cool, like it's interesting, but it's also cool, like it's a lot colder back here. But yeah, this is lunch for me. Met some guys here that are doing a 2-night, 3-day. Chit-chatting with them a little bit. So this is kind of my halfway point. It's noon, so don't need to stop for too long because I need to keep going. But this is a good spot to recoup, eat some food. I had some summer sausage and cheese, which on little two-day trips is my go-to lunch option just because it's easy and super filling. So we're gonna maybe eat a bar, some banana chips. We're gonna hit the trail again. Talk to you. Whew, I will tell you what, that last section of the trail I just did, it's not fun. I'll try to put a screenshot into that section on all trails, so if you wind up watching this, you're a bit warned. It was a lot of rock scrambles, a lot of just kind of weird crossings with a bunch of rocks and very uphill. It was pretty tough. Definitely the hardest part of the trail so far. So I'm probably gonna try to find a spot to rest here pretty soon. I'm over the halfway mark. It's currently like 1 o'clock, so I'm making decent progress. I was thinking I'd be out of the trail by 3 and back home by like 5. I think that may have been a little over eager. I think if I would have gotten up earlier this morning, or if the crossing yesterday had not been as deep, I could have kept going another mile or so, then that timeline would be kind of correct. But right now, it'll definitely be a push to get out of here by 3. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, that section of the trail, not fun. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's a ton of frogs down there. It's really loud. I think it'd be kind of cool to camp there, but I also think it'd be kind of annoying because they'd probably keep you up all night. That's cool though. Down there, it's like a little bit of an intersection of a couple of different creeks and kind of just probably some flat, marshy areas. So, bet you it's a great spot for frogs and frog food. So. About to come up to the Thompson trailhead in another maybe 5 or 10 minutes, which means I'll have like a third of the way left to go. It just stopped. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna go so they can get back to their thing. All right, here we are at Trail 206. Means that we only have a couple more trails to go. So. Up that way is the Thompson trailhead. I'm going around to the Randolph trailhead. So I'll be coming up on Ship Rock or Ship's Rock or whatever it's called and Needle's Eye, probably in the next hour. And All Trails is estimating I have another 2-ish hours on the trail. So probably out by 4-ish. It's 1:45 right now. So we'll see. Keep on trucking. One of the things that I think is really cool about the Sipsey is when you get into all these big groves of hemlock. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the only places in the state where you can find hemlock, at least in this sort of quantity. I think this is hemlock. I could be totally talking out my butt right now, but I'm pretty sure this is all hemlock behind me. And it gives the forest just this really cool sort of almost Pacific Northwest kind of feel. And this is why I always tell people to come to the Sipsey. Sure, the trails are kind of muddy sometimes. Sure, there's log falls. Yeah, it may not always be the best conditions on the trail. But if you make the commitment and you make the sacrifice to endure all those things that might not be as desirable, you can get out here into some insane scenery. Like, Again, this isn't the Rockies, this isn't California, this isn't some of those places where, you know, people flock to for scenery, but this is special. There's something special about this place. That's why I like it so much. I'm glad I'm out here. Whew. I'm hurting, y'all. My thighs, man. This one started hurting about 5-10 minutes ago. I was like, okay, well, I'll just push through, find a good spot. And this one started hurting. So I gotta stretch them out or something. I'll sit here for 5-10 minutes, maybe until I recoup, maybe eat my last bar. Well, there she blows, folks. There is Ship's Rock, named so because kind of looks like a ship. And then that little section of light right there, that is the Needle's Eye. Most people say that Needle's Eye, this sort of section, is where you transition into and out of the pretty parts of the canyon. So it's been very pretty now. So I imagine that once we get on the other side, it will be less pretty. Still gonna be out in nature, so it's not gonna be ugly, but it's just not gonna be quite as magical and picturesque. So it's 3:04 right now, so we're making good time. Excited to get out, get back in the car, drive home, see my dogs. My wife won't be home until tomorrow because she is currently working down in Montgomery, but it's been a good trip. And I'm really enjoying this sort of section with all this pretty scenery. It's been very nice. Bye, Ship's Rock. Okay, here we are at the should be final river crossing. I took my boots off. This is kind of swift moving, and I am totally barefoot. So these rocks are super duper slick. Just taking it very slow. It's better than, better than the crossing was last night. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down so I don't fall in and die. Whew. And that, friends, is why you bring a towel and extra socks. I should have one more dry pair of socks. Yes, I do. Oh my goodness, fresh socks feel so good. So let's do it. Should be the final little push for this trail, and we should be back on the road. So let's finish this thing. As you can probably hear, it just started raining, which I knew there was rain at some point today. I just figured that I'd probably be off the trail by the time it came in. I'm not gonna worry about putting on my rain jacket since I'm so close to being out, but I am gonna go and put on my pack liner because I don't want stuff to get too wet. This pack did not ship with a pack liner, but I have this really aggressively bright yellow REI one. Pack cover is on. Let's get out of here, you know? I'm ready to be out of here. And there you are. Oh. Glad to be out. It's a little bit darker than I expected because it's a little bit later than I expected to be getting out. My back hurts a little bit, and I'm glad I changed out my boots into these slides because they feel way more comfortable. And I am really craving a green Powerade, potato chips, and maybe a Coke. It is 5:01, so I got out of here right at 5. Probably 80 to 90% of it is easy, and the easy parts are pretty easy, flat, easy to navigate. But man, that 10-20% that's not easy, will wear you out. It's a lot of uphill, a lot of rocks, a lot of just sort of not easy terrain. Glad I'm done. It was a good experience. Glad I did it. So let's go home.